What if the most dangerous thing a person could know wasn't a secret at all, but the people guarding it? It's 2026, and something deeply strange is happening in the shadows of America's most secretive military institutions. A decorated general, someone with knowledge of some of the most classified programs in US military history, has vanished without a trace. Personnel at one of the most historically significant Air Force bases on the planet have turned up dead, and a cluster of elite scientists, physicists, aerospace engineers, astrophysicists have been killed in a window of just a few months. Some are calling it coincidence, others are calling it something much darker. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Dayton, Ohio. If you had to choose one place that sits at the absolute heart of every serious UFO theory in American history, this is it. The base traces its origins to 1917. It sits near Dayton, Ohio, fittingly, the birthplace of the Wright brothers themselves. But it's what happened there after flight was invented that has captured the world's imagination for nearly 80 years. In July 1947, something crashed in the desert outside Roswell, New Mexico. The US military initially said it recovered the wreckage of a, quote, flying disc. 24 hours later, they walked that statement back. Weather balloon, they said. Nothing to see here. But the rumors never died, because according to dozens of witnesses over the decades, whatever came down in that New Mexico desert was quietly transported to a heavily guarded facility, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Luis Elizondo, a former Department of Defense intelligence officer who has spent years advocating for UAP transparency, put it plainly. If there was ever a center of gravity for research and development, and for all the spooky things that the US government works on, Wright-Patterson is right there at the top of the list. February 27th, 2026. Retired Air Force Major General William Neal McCasland leaves his home in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He doesn't come back. His phone is found, his wearable devices left behind, his prescription glasses still there, and near a local trail, investigators discovered items of his clothing. No signs of a struggle, no signs of forced entry, no explanation. Now, most missing persons cases, as tragic as they are, don't make international headlines. But McCasland is not most people. This is the man who once directed the US Air Force's entire science and technology portfolio, a $2.2 billion program based out of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. He was one of the military's foremost experts in advanced aerospace research. And in 2016, his name appeared in the WikiLeaks dump of emails involving former White House staffer John Podesta and musician turned UAP investigator Tom DeLonge. In those emails, DeLonge described McCasland as a key advisor on UAP-related projects. Congressman Eric Burleson didn't mince his words. General McCasland definitely is connected to the UAP topic. We believe he has a lot to say. Investigative journalist Ross Coulthart, one of the most respected names in UAP journalism, called the case a grave national security crisis, describing McCasland as a man carrying some of the most sensitive secrets of the United States in his head. Now, to be clear, authorities have said there is no evidence linking his disappearance to his UAP connections, McCaslin's wife has publicly stated he does not have any special knowledge of extraterrestrial bodies or debris stored at Wright-Patterson. But here's the thing. Whether or not you believe there's a connection, the timing is extraordinary, and General McCaslin is not the only one. October 24th and 25th, 2025. 3 Wright-Patterson personnel are found dead. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation and the Air Force Office of Special Investigations launch a joint probe. First Lieutenant Jamie Gustitus, age 25, a member of the 711th Human Performance Wing, part of the Air Force Research Laboratory, a graduate of the Air Force Institute of Technology with a Master's in Operations Analysis. Jacob Pritchard, age 34, a researcher at the Air Force Research Laboratory. Jamie Pritchard, age 33, Jacob's wife, a co-worker within the Air Force Life Cycle Management Center. Investigators eventually concluded this was a double murder-suicide. Jacob Pritchard allegedly killed Gustitus and then his own wife before taking his own life. A tragedy, a horrific, senseless tragedy. But here's where it gets complicated. Both Lieutenant Jamie Gustitus and Jacob Pritchard worked at the Air Force Research Laboratory, the very facility at Wright-Patterson responsible for some of the United States military's most advanced and classified research programs. Their deaths came just weeks before a bombshell Congressional UAP hearing in September of 2025, where for the first time, footage of a US military drone firing a Hellfire missile at a high-speed UAP orb off the coast of Yemen was shown to the public. The orb survived the hit.
This is when it zoomed out, so you can still see it traveling.
It kept going, Congressman Burleson told the chamber, and it looked like the debris was taken with it. Coincidence? Probably, but we're just getting started. Now we need to zoom out, because what's happening at Wright-Patterson doesn't exist in a vacuum. Between late 2025 and early 2026, a cluster of high-profile scientists with defense, aerospace, and advanced energy connections have died in a window of just a few months. Dr. Nuno Loureiro, 47 years old, director of MIT's Plasma Science and Fusion Center. By all accounts, he was on the threshold of a major nuclear fusion breakthrough, the kind that could theoretically deliver near unlimited clean energy. On December 15th, 2025, he was shot and killed inside his own home in Brooklyn, Massachusetts. Monica Jacinto Reza, an accomplished aerospace engineer and co-inventor of a specialist rocket alloy called Mondalloy, a material with clear implications for advanced propulsion systems. She served as director of the Materials Processing Group at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Her whereabouts remain unknown.
Reza was last seen near Mount Waterman yesterday at about 9 a.m.
Well, the LA County Sheriff Department's Crescenta Valley Station and Montrose Search and Rescue have been...
Dr. Carl Grillmer, 67 years old, a pioneering Caltech astrophysicist whose research advanced the direction of water on distant exoplanets, work with direct implications for identifying biosignatures of extraterrestrial life within 160 light-years of Earth, shot on his own front porch on February 16th, 2026. Jason Thomas, 45 years old, a chemical biologist focused on novel therapeutics, including potential cancer treatments. with active contracts channeled through the Department of Defense. He went missing in late 2025. His body was found in Wakefield, Massachusetts on March 17, 2026. Congressman Tim Burchett, a vocal advocate for UAP declassification, has spoken directly about these deaths. Something dark is going on. I know these scientists and researchers. They have testified. We've got to get to the bottom of it. It's just too much. And then, perhaps most chillingly, he added, "By the way, I am not suicidal." To understand why Wright-Patterson sits at the center of all of this, you need to understand what it actually is. Yes, it's one of the most important research and development centers in US military history. But it's also the base where, from the 1950s through to 1969, the Air Force ran Project Blue Book, the official government investigation into UFO sightings. Over 12,000 cases were catalogued. Around 700 were never explained. In 2023, former Air Force intelligence officer David Grush testifies before Congress, alleging the US government not only has UAPs in its possession, but also the remains of their non-human pilots.
Biologics came with some of these recoveries.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to.
When pressed, Grush clarified that he hadn't witnessed this himself, but he was told by credible sources within the intelligence community. In 2024, the National Defense Authorization Act mandated the creation of a UAP records collection, effectively ordering every federal agency to locate, organize, and prepare UAP-related documents for public release. The deadline? September 2025. And in September 2025, at a House oversight hearing, a Hellfire missile was publicly shown failing to stop an unidentified AWP in the Yemeni airspace. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or ARROW, the Pentagon's official UAP body, maintains to this day that it has found no evidence of extraterrestrial technology. But if there's truly nothing to hide, why are the people who know the most disappearing, or dying, or staying silent? Let's be honest with each other. Here's what we know for certain. General McCaslin led advanced classified aerospace programs at Wright-Patterson. His name is in UAP-connected documents and was regarded as a key figure by those pushing for disclosure. He is still currently missing. 3 Wright-Patterson Research Laboratory employees died in 2025. Investigators ruled it as a murder-suicide. The investigation involved multiple law enforcement agencies. Multiple scientists with defense and advanced energy connections have died in the same period. Congress has publicly expressed concern. UAP hearings in 2025 produced footage that has never been satisfactorily explained. Now, here's what we don't know, and what we should be honest about is whether any of these events are connected. So starting with the obvious, there is no confirmed cover-up, and there is no confirmed conspiracy. What there is a pattern, a troubling, undeniably, historically significant pattern of people with knowledge of classified programs connected to one of the most secretive institutions in American history, vanishing or dying in a narrow window of time, and a government that has, for 8 decades, struggled to give the public straight answers. The US government is currently in the middle of its most significant UAP disclosure effort in history. Files are slowly being opened. Whistleblowers are cautiously stepping forward. And somewhere in that New Mexico desert, investigators are still searching for a retired Air Force general who knows things that most of us will never be told. History has a habit of revealing its secrets. Eventually, the question isn't whether the truth is out there. The question is, who isn't around anymore to tell it?